Good evening. Tonight, you'll discover why we forget 90% of our dreams, how your brain creates entire worlds while you sleep, and why nightmares might actually be protecting you. 100 facts about dreams that will guide you into the most peaceful sleep. But first, if you want more journeys like this, subscribe to the channel and leave a like right now, because in just a few minutes, you'll be too relaxed to move. Now then, make yourself comfortable. Let your body sink into your bed. Close your eyes. Tonight, I invite you on a journey into the mysterious world of dreams. 100 remarkable facts, told slowly, gently, without haste. You don't need to remember them. You don't need to analyze them. Just listen and let these words become part of your dreams. Breathe evenly, deeply, and we begin. Everyone dreams, every single night. Even if you don't remember, your brain creates dreams during every sleep cycle. This is not optional. It's not something some people do and others don't. Every human being, every night, enters this mysterious realm. Typically, you have 4 to 6 dreams each night. Your sleep consists of multiple cycles, each lasting about 90 minutes. And within each cycle, you enter REM sleep. That's when dreams occur. Most dreams last just a few minutes, brief visits to another world, but some, especially those near morning, can extend for 20 minutes or more. Long narratives, complex stories, entire adventures. But by morning, most of them vanish, like mist in sunlight, like footprints in sand washed away by waves. Dreams are visitors that leave no trace, ghosts of the night that disappear with dawn. You forget 90% of your dreams within the first 10 minutes of waking. 90%. Think about that. Nearly everything your mind created, every story, every image, every emotion, gone, dissolved. Your brain doesn't store dreams the same way. It stores memories from waking life. Dream memories are fragile. They live in a different neurological space. Scientists believe this happens in the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory formation. During REM sleep, this region becomes less active. It's not encoding dreams as permanent memories. Dreams live in a different place, a fragile place. They slip away as consciousness returns. The very act of waking pushes them back into shadow. Unless you write them down immediately, within those first few minutes, or tell someone, they dissolve, returning to the mystery from which they came. Some neuroscientists believe this forgetting is protective. If we remembered every dream with perfect clarity, we might confuse dream and reality. We might not know what actually happened, but some dreams stay. The vivid ones, the meaningful ones, the ones that shake you, the ones that feel more real than real. Those your brain decides to keep. Blind people dream too, and their dreams are just as rich, just as complex, just as meaningful as anyone else's. Those who were born blind dream without visual images, but don't mistake this for emptiness. Their dreams are extraordinarily rich with sound, with touch, with smell, with emotion. They hear conversations with perfect clarity. They feel textures, temperature, wind on their face. They navigate spaces through sound and sensation. Their dreams construct entire worlds through senses we often neglect. People who lost their sight later in life continue to see in their dreams, sometimes for years, sometimes for decades, sometimes forever, and often they report seeing more vividly than they remember seeing in waking life. colors more saturated, details more precise, as if the brain, having lost visual input, compensates by making dream vision more intense. Dreams adapt to who we are. They speak in the language we understand. They use the senses we have. They work with what they're given and create something extraordinary. Interestingly, you cannot read in dreams, or at least it's extremely difficult, nearly impossible. The part of your brain responsible for reading, the part that decodes written language, isn't fully active during dreams. It's there, it's functioning, but it's muted, suppressed, working at reduced capacity. Text appears blurry in dreams, shifting, unstable. You look at a sign, it says one thing. You look away, look back. Now it says something completely different. Letters rearrange themselves, words morph, sentences make no sense. The same happens with digital clocks, time-telling devices. Numbers shift and change, refuse to hold still. This is one way. People who practice lucid dreaming test whether they're dreaming. They look at text, look away, look back. If it changed, they know. They're in a dream they've crossed over, and now they can take control. Some researchers believe this happens because reading is a relatively recent human skill. Evolutionarily speaking, our brains have been dreaming for millions of years, but reading only a few thousand. The dream mechanism evolved before literacy, so reading isn't integrated into the dream state. Dreams occur during REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. This is the stage of sleep when your brain becomes almost as active as when you're fully awake. PET scans show it. EEG readings confirm it. The brain lights up. Neurons fire in complex patterns. Activity surges through multiple regions simultaneously. During this stage, your eyes dart back and forth beneath closed lids. Rapid movements, tracking something, following something in the dream. Scientists can watch this happening. They can measure the eye movements and roughly estimate what kind of scene you're witnessing. But your body is paralyzed, temporarily, completely. A safety mechanism that evolved to protect you, to protect others. Your muscles go limp. Your voluntary muscle control switches off. You cannot move, cannot thrash, cannot act out the dream scenarios your brain is creating, except for your eyes and your breathing and your heart. Those continue. Those stay active because those are essential. This paralysis is called rematonia, and it's remarkable because without it, you would physically act out your dreams. You'd run, fight, dance, fall out of bed, hurt yourself, hurt others sleeping nearby. There's a disorder called REM, sleep behavior disorder, where this paralysis fails. People act out their dreams. It's dangerous. It requires treatment. It shows us how crucial this mechanism is. Your body rests completely, profoundly. Your mind explores wonders, creates entire universes. The average person spends about 6 years of their life dreaming. 6 years. Let that sink in. 6 full years. In another world, another reality, another dimension of existence. If you live to 80, that's 6 years out of 80, spent entirely in dreams, not sleeping, dreaming, active REM sleep. Think of all the stories, all the adventures, all the impossible things you've experienced in those 6 years, all the people you've met who don't exist, all the places you visited that aren't real, all the versions of yourself you've been. Dreams are a parallel life, lived in darkness, remembered in fragments, but lived nonetheless. Some cultures believe This dream life is just as important as waking life, just as real, just as meaningful. Perhaps they're right. Perhaps those 6 years aren't separate from your 80. Perhaps they're an essential part of the whole. You dream in color if you grew up with color television. This is a fascinating discovery. Studies conducted over decades show a clear pattern. People who grew up in the era of black and white television, particularly those who watched it extensively during childhood, are significantly more likely to dream in black and white, or in muted colors, desaturated tones. But people who grew up with color television dream in full, vivid color. Our dreams are shaped by what we see, what we experience. The world we live in becomes the world we dream in. The visual input of our formative years programs our dream palette. Researchers noticed this shift happening in real time. In the 1950s and 60s, when television transitioned from black and white to color, dream reports changed too, over just one generation. Today's children, growing up with high-definition screens, with vivid digital imagery, with endless visual stimulation. What will their dreams look like? Perhaps even more vivid, even more saturated, even more complex. Dreams adapt to technology, to culture, to the visual world around us. Animals dream too. Cats, dogs, elephants, even birds, even tiny mammals like rats and mice. Scientists can measure their brain activity during sleep. The patterns are remarkably similar to humans. The same REM cycles, the same neural firing, the same areas of the brain lighting up. Dogs sometimes twitch their paws, as if running, chasing something in their dreams. Rabbits, squirrels, whatever they chase when awake, they chase in sleep. Their legs move in running motions. Their breathing changes. Sometimes they whimper or bark softly, acting out the dream. Despite the paralysis, cats sometimes purr in their sleep. Their whiskers twitch, their ears move, tracking sounds in their dream world. Even birds dream. Studies on zebra finches show that they rehearse their songs in their sleep. The same neural patterns that occur when they're singing while awake occur during REM sleep. They're practicing, learning, perfecting their song, even while unconscious. We are not alone in this nightly journey into the unconscious. We share this experience with countless other species, all across the animal kingdom. Minds wander at night, creating, processing, dreaming. What does a cat dream about? What does an elephant remember? What does a bird see when it closes its eyes? We don't know. We can never know. But they dream. Of that, we are certain. If you're woken during REM sleep, you're more likely to remember your dream. This is why, if you've ever been startled awake by an alarm, or a loud noise, or someone calling your name, the dream is often still there. Vivid, fresh, clear. You can recall details, specific conversations, exact colors. The memory is fresh, still vivid, still close to the surface. It hasn't had time to fade, to dissolve, to slip back into the depths. But if you wake during deep sleep, during the non-REM stages, the dreams are buried, hidden, already fading into the depths. You wake feeling groggy, confused, disoriented, and the dreams are gone, inaccessible. Timing matters. In the world of dreams, the moment you wake determines what you bring back with you. Some people use this knowledge deliberately. They set gentle alarms, time to wake them during REM cycles. They keep dream journals by the bed, and they capture more dreams, more memories, more messages from the unconscious. Nightmares are more common in children than adults. Young children experience nightmares frequently, sometimes every night, sometimes multiple times per night. A child's imagination is wilder, less bound by logic, less filtered by experience, less constrained by what's possible. Their minds create scenarios that are intense, overwhelming, sometimes terrifying monsters. Being chased, separation from parents, being lost, being trapped. Their dreams can be intense, frightening, overwhelming, because children are still learning what's real and what's not, what's dangerous and what's safe. Dreams and reality blur together more easily. But as we grow older, nightmares become rarer. We learn to regulate our emotions, even in sleep. Our rational mind, even when dreaming, maintains more control. We know, at some level, that it's just a dream. The prefrontal cortex develops, executive function strengthens, and with it comes emotional regulation. Even in dreams, though some adults still struggle, still fight battles in the dark, still wake in terror, nightmares don't disappear entirely. They just become less frequent, less overwhelming, more manageable. Your dreams often reflect your daily concerns, the stress of work, an upcoming deadline, a conversation you had that didn't go well, an argument with someone you love, something you watched on television that disturbed you, a news story, a worry about money, about health, about the future. Your brain processes the day, sorts through information, weighs problems, tests solutions, and sometimes creates stories from the fragments. This is called the continuity hypothesis, the idea that dreams are continuous with waking life. They're not random, they're not meaningless, they're your mind, working through what matters to you. If you're anxious about a presentation, you might dream about being unprepared standing in front of an audience, unable to speak, or speaking, but no one listening. If you're worried about a relationship, you might dream about the person, about conflict, about separation, about reconciliation. Dreams are your mind's way of organizing, of making sense, of letting go. They take the emotional charge of the day and process it, diffuse it, sometimes resolve it. When you wake, the problem might feel different, less intense, more manageable, because your brain spent the night working on it. Recurring dreams are common, the same scenario, the same place, the same feeling, happening again and again, sometimes for months, sometimes for years, sometimes for a lifetime. You're back in your childhood home, but something's wrong. The layout is different. The doors lead to impossible places. You're late for something important. Running, but moving slowly. Trying to get somewhere, but never arriving. You're falling, endlessly falling. Often, these dreams represent unresolved issues, fears we haven't faced, questions we haven't answered, emotions we haven't processed. The dream repeats because the issue remains. The brain keeps bringing it up, keeps trying to work through it, keeps asking you to pay attention when the issue resolves. The dream often stops, suddenly, completely. You never have it again. The message has been delivered, the lesson learned, the emotion processed. Sometimes people don't even realize what the recurring dream was about until it stops. And then, looking back, they understand. Interestingly, most dreams are negative. This surprises people. We think of dreams as fantasy, escapism, pleasant adventures, but research shows anxiety, fear, sadness, anger. These emotions appear more often in dreams than joy or excitement or contentment. This might be the brain's way of preparing us, helping us practice how to handle difficult situations, how to cope with threat, how to manage stress. Dreams are rehearsals. for the challenges of waking life. They put us in difficult scenarios and let us navigate them. Build neural pathways for handling adversity. The threats aren't real, but the practice is. The emotional learning is genuine. So when you face something difficult while awake, your brain has already practiced something similar in dreams. It's better prepared, more resilient. Negative dreams aren't punishment. They're training, preparation. Your mind's way of making you stronger. You can only dream about faces you've already seen. Your brain cannot invent new faces, not completely new, not from scratch. The stranger in your dream is someone you've encountered, perhaps briefly, in passing, on the street, in a crowd, in a photograph, on television, a face your conscious mind didn't register, but your unconscious did. Your mind keeps a library of every face you've ever seen. Thousands of faces, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, stored away, catalogued, waiting. And when building dreams, it pulls from this library. It casts the characters from people you know and people you don't remember knowing. That random person who appeared in your dream was real or is real somewhere. You saw them once, maybe for just a moment, but your brain remembered. Everyone in your dreams is real or was real somewhere, sometime. This is one of the most extraordinary things about dreams. They feel surreal, impossible, filled with strangers. But every face, every single face you've seen before, your unconscious mind remembers everything. Lucid dreaming is real. It's the state of knowing you're dreaming while you're still in the dream. Awareness within the dream. Consciousness within unconsciousness. And once you know you're dreaming, many things become possible. Some people can control their dreams, choose where to go, what to do, who to meet. They can fly, walk through walls, breathe underwater, change the scenery, rewrite the script. They can face their fears, practice skills, have conversations with aspects of themselves, explore their unconscious, ask questions, seek answers. It takes practice, awareness, intention, but it's possible to become the architect of your own dreams, the director of your nightly theater. There are techniques, reality checks throughout the day, asking yourself, am I dreaming? Looking at text, looking at your hands, noticing inconsistencies, keeping a dream journal, building dream recall, strengthening the connection between waking and dreaming consciousness, setting intentions before sleep, telling yourself, tonight I will know I'm dreaming. Some people achieve it quickly, others practice for months, years, but eventually it happens. You're in a dream and suddenly you realize, you know, and everything changes. If you're still awake and curious, perhaps you'll try it someday. Perhaps tonight will be the night you realize you're dreaming and take control. Dreams help with memory consolidation. This is one of the primary functions of sleep, and dreams are part of that process. Your brain sorts through the day's information, everything you experienced, everything you learned, everything you thought about, and it decides what to keep, what to strengthen, what to discard. Important memories get strengthened, neural pathways get reinforced, connections get solidified, information gets transferred from short-term memory to long-term memory. Unimportant ones fade. Details that don't matter get pruned away. Your brain is efficient. It doesn't keep everything, just what matters. This is why students are told to study before sleeping. The brain continues working, even in dreams. Even in unconsciousness, it's processing what you learned, integrating it, making it permanent. Studies show that people who sleep after learning remember more than people who stay awake. The sleep itself, the dreaming itself, improves memory retention. Dreams replay experiences, sometimes literally, sometimes symbolically. You might dream about studying about the material, about the test. Your brain is working, processing, learning, even while you sleep. The word dream comes from Old English, from the word dream. But interestingly, it didn't originally mean what we think it means. In Old English, dream meant joy, or music, or mirth. It referred to happy sounds, celebrations, merriment over centuries. The meaning shifted, transformed, evolved. It came to mean the visions we see in sleep, the stories our mind creates at night. Perhaps because dreams, like music, can move us, transport us, make us feel things we can't explain. They have rhythm, melody, harmony. They flow like songs. Or perhaps because dreams bring joy, wonder, possibility. They let us experience what waking life cannot offer. The connection between dreams and music persists. Both are non-literal. Both use symbol and metaphor. Both speak to emotion, more than reason. Language preserves these old associations, these ancient understandings. The word carries its history. Even as its meaning changes, sleepwalking happens during deep sleep, not during dreams. This is a common misconception. People imagine sleepwalkers acting out their dreams, but that's not what's happening. Sleepwalking occurs during non-REM sleep, during deep sleep, stage 3 or 4, when dreams are minimal or absent entirely. A person can get up, walk around, even perform complex tasks, opening doors, navigating stairs, sometimes even leaving the house, all while deeply asleep. Their eyes might be open, but they're not seeing, not consciously. They won't remember it in the morning. They have no awareness of what happened. Their body is active, but their conscious mind is elsewhere, completely offline. It's more common in children. Their sleep cycles are still developing. The boundaries between sleep stages are more porous, usually harmless, though sometimes unsettling, sometimes dangerous. Most children outgrow it as the brain matures, as sleep patterns stabilize. But for those who continue sleepwalking into adulthood, it can be a problem, requiring treatment, safety measures, understanding. Dreams are separate. Dreams happen during REM, when the body is paralyzed. Sleepwalking happens in a different state entirely. Some people dream in multiple languages. If you speak more than one language, your dreams might switch between them, seamlessly, effortlessly. You're speaking English, then suddenly you're speaking Spanish, or French, or Mandarin, or whatever languages you know. Conversations shift, words blend, languages merge in ways that would be impossible when awake. Grammar breaks down, vocabulary crosses over. You understand everything perfectly, even when it makes no linguistic sense. Some bilingual people report that certain people in their dreams speak specific languages. A grandmother always speaks her native tongue. A co-worker always speaks the language of the office. Dreams don't follow the rules of waking communication. They're fluid, intuitive. The meaning matters more than the medium. Language in dreams reflects how language exists in your brain, not in separate boxes, but intertwined, interconnected, available simultaneously. Dreams can solve problems. There are documented cases throughout history of scientists, artists, inventors who found solutions in their dreams. The chemist Auguste Kekulé struggled for years to understand the structure of benzene. One night, he dreamed of a snake eating its own tail, an Ouroboros, and suddenly, he understood. Benzene is a ring, a circular structure. Paul McCartney heard the melody for Yesterday in a dream. He woke up with it fully formed. He thought, surely this already exists. Surely I've heard this somewhere. But no, it was entirely new, created by his sleeping mind. Elias Howe invented the sewing machine. After a dream showed him the solution he'd been seeking, the needle with a hole in the tip, rather than at the base. The unconscious mind works on problems, even while we sleep. It makes connections, sees patterns, finds solutions. That the conscious mind misses your dreams might know things you don't yet know you know. They might hold answers to questions you've been asking. If you pay attention, if you listen, if you remember, sometimes the solution is obvious. Sometimes it's symbolic. Sometimes you have to interpret, translate, understand the metaphor. But the unconscious is working, always working, even in sleep, especially in sleep. Your dreams are smarter than you think. Time works differently in dreams. A dream that feels like hours might last only minutes or even seconds. The famous film Inception played with this idea. Time dilation, but it's not just fiction, it's real. People report it consistently. You live an entire day in a dream. You have lengthy conversations. You travel great distances. You experience complex narratives with multiple plot points, and then you wake up, and only 5 minutes have passed. The brain compresses time, stretches it, bends it. The same way films use montage, cutting, condensing, expanding in dreams. You can live entire lifetimes in a single night. You can experience years, decades, full narratives from beginning to end. Or you can experience a single moment that lasts forever. Time loops, moments repeat. You're stuck in one scene, one feeling, endlessly cycling. Linear time, clock time, doesn't exist in dreams. The unconscious doesn't track minutes and hours. It operates on emotional time, narrative time, psychological time, which is why, when you wake, you're often disoriented, confused about how much time passed, whether it's morning or evening, how long you've been asleep. Dreams exist outside time, or in a different relationship to time. Time as we experience it when awake simply doesn't apply. You breathe more irregularly during REM sleep. Your respiratory rate changes, sometimes faster, sometimes slower. Sometimes you hold your breath briefly, without knowing. Your heart rate increases, becomes more variable. Your blood pressure rises slightly. Even though your body is paralyzed, your internal systems are active, working, processing, responding to the dream content. If you're dreaming something stressful, your heart rate spikes. If you're dreaming something peaceful, it slows. Your body responds to experiences that aren't real, to threats that don't exist, to joy that's purely imaginary. This is why sleep is not rest. For your brain, it's not downtime, it's not shutdown. It's a different kind of activity, just as demanding, just as intense. Sometimes more so, the brain during REM sleep uses as much energy as the brain when awake. Sometimes more. It's working hard, constantly. Sleep is not passive. It's active restoration, active processing, active creation. Babies spend about half their sleep time in REM. Newborns especially. 50% of their sleep is REM sleep. Dreaming sleep, adults spend only about 20 to 25% in REM. The proportion decreases as we age. Babies need more dreaming time. Their brains are developing rapidly, dramatically. More neural connections are forming in the first years of life than at any other time. Learning, growing, creating neural pathways, building the architecture of consciousness. Dreams might be essential for this process, for growth, for becoming who we are. What do babies dream about? We can't know. They can't tell us. But their eyes move rapidly under closed lids. Their faces change expression. They smile, they frown. They're experiencing something, processing something, learning something. Perhaps they dream in sensations, in feelings, in impressions, before language, before concepts, pure experience. Dreams precede consciousness, or perhaps dreams are consciousness in its most fundamental form if you're falling asleep. That's wonderful. Let these words become background, like distant waves, like a gentle wind. You don't need to listen anymore. Not actively, not consciously. Just let go. Let the words wash over you. Let them fade into the rhythm of your breathing. You don't need to remember. You don't need to understand. You just need to rest. Déjà vu might be related to dreams, that eerie feeling of having experienced something before, even though you know you haven't. That sense of familiarity, recognition, but with no actual memory attached. One theory suggests it comes from dreams you don't remember. Perhaps you dreamed this moment, this conversation, this exact scenario weeks ago, months ago, years ago. And when you live it, your brain recognizes it, faintly, like an echo, like a whisper. Not a memory exactly, but a sense, a feeling, a knowing. The dream is buried, inaccessible, but some trace remains. Some neural pathway was formed, and when reality matches, even partially, the feeling emerges déjà vu. Already seen, already experienced, but where, when? Dreams and reality sometimes blur together, sometimes overlap, sometimes create confusions that we can't quite explain. The boundary between what you dreamed and what you lived is not always clear, not always solid. Perhaps some of what you remember wasn't real, and some of what was real you dreamed first. Ancient Egyptians believed dreams were messages from the gods. They took dreams seriously, very seriously, as seriously as any waking experience. They kept dream journals, detailed records. Some have survived, thousands of years old, still readable. They built temples dedicated to dreaming, places where people would go specifically to dream, to receive messages, to seek guidance. They had dream interpreters, professional experts, who would analyze your dreams, tell you what they meant. What the gods were trying to communicate. Dreams were sacred, important, worthy of respect and study, a direct line to the divine. This wasn't unique to Egypt. Many ancient cultures across the world held similar beliefs. Dreams were not random, not meaningless. They were communication, revelation, prophecy. Perhaps we've lost something in our modern world, in our scientific age. Perhaps we dismiss dreams too easily, too quickly. Perhaps the ancients understood something we've forgotten. Some indigenous cultures practice dream sharing. In the morning, the community gathers often in a circle, and each person shares their dreams from the night before. Not just significant dreams, all dreams. Every dream is worthy of attention. Every dream might contain something important. Dreams are seen as guidance, wisdom, messages for the whole community, not just the individual. Your dream might have information that someone else needs to hear. The community discusses the dreams, interprets them together, finds meaning collectively. This creates a shared dream world, a collective unconscious made conscious. a communal space that exists alongside waking reality. Dreams become part of the social fabric, part of how decisions are made, part of how the community understands itself and its place in the world. Imagine if we did this. If every morning you shared your dreams with family, with friends, with co-workers, how would it change relationships? How would it change understanding? How would it change the way we see each other? Sigmund Freud called dreams the royal road to the unconscious. He built an entire theory around them, wrote books, changed psychology forever. He believed they revealed hidden desires, repressed thoughts, secret wishes, things we can't admit to ourselves. When we're awake, he saw dreams as symbolic. Everything meant something else. Everything was a code to be decrypted. While not all of his theories are accepted today, while much has been revised or rejected, he recognized something important. Dreams matter. They tell us something about who we are. They're not just random neural firing, not just meaningless noise. They're meaningful, significant, worth paying attention to. Freud started a conversation about the unconscious, about the parts of ourselves we don't consciously know. And dreams are one way those parts speak to us. In some cultures, people believe you can visit others in dreams. Dream sharing, dream walking, entering someone else's dream space, meeting them there, communicating, sharing experiences, whether this is literally true or metaphorical or symbolic, doesn't matter. The belief itself is meaningful. It speaks to a deeper truth. Dreams connect us, to ourselves, to each other, to something larger. When two people dream about each other on the same night, what does that mean? Coincidence or connection? When you dream about someone you haven't thought about in years, and then they contact you, what does that mean? We don't have scientific answers, but we have experiences, stories, traditions that span centuries. Perhaps dreams exist in a space that's not entirely private, not entirely individual. Perhaps there's overlap, intersection, meeting points. Perhaps when we dream, we're closer to each other than we realize. Interestingly, pregnant women often have more vivid dreams, more frequent, more intense, more memorable, more strange. Hormonal changes, progesterone and estrogen flooding the system, affecting neurotransmitters, changing brain chemistry, but also emotional preparation, the mind processing, the enormous change ahead, becoming a mother, becoming responsible for another life, dreams of giving birth, dreams of babies, dreams of danger, dreams of protection, the unconscious working through fears and hopes and questions. The conscious mind might not be ready to face all of it, but the unconscious is already there, already preparing. Dreams become more intense, more symbolic, more charged with meaning, the body preparing in every way for new life. And dreams are part of that preparation. Sleep paralysis is terrifying, but harmless. You wake up, but you can't move. Your body is still in the paralyzed state of REM sleep, but your mind is conscious aware, awake. You try to move, nothing happens. You try to speak, nothing comes out. You're trapped, frozen, helpless. And sometimes, it's worse. Sometimes, people see things, hallucinations, visual, auditory, tactile, shadows, figures, presences, standing in the room, sitting on your chest, watching, malevolent. People feel pressure. Weight, can't breathe, can't move. Terror, pure terror. Every culture has stories about this. The old hag, the nightmare, demons, spirits, evil entities. But it's not supernatural. It's neurological. It's the brain waking up too fast. or not fast enough. A desynchronization between consciousness and motor function. It passes, usually within seconds or minutes, though it feels longer, much longer, eternity. You regain control, movement returns, the presence disappears. You're safe. It was just a glitch, a misfiring, a moment when waking and hypnagogic hallucinations happen. As you're falling asleep, you're lying there, eyes closed, starting to drift, and suddenly you see things, lights, colors, patterns, faces, landscapes, geometric shapes morphing and shifting. Or you hear things, voices calling your name, music, sounds that aren't there. Or you feel things, like you're falling, floating, spinning. The sensation of movement when you're completely still. These aren't dreams yet. They're the threshold, the doorway, the liminal space between waking and sleeping. Your brain, shifting gears, moving from one state to another, consciousness dissolving, the unconscious emerging, neurons firing in patterns, creating sensory experiences without external stimuli or brain, practicing dreaming. Warming up. Some people find them pleasant, interesting, a sign they're about to sleep. Others find them disturbing, jarring. They jolt you awake, make it harder to fall asleep. Hypnagogic, from the Greek, leading to sleep, the guide into the dream world. And there's a counterpart, hypnopompic, leading from sleep. Hallucinations as you wake up. The same phenomenon, in reverse. Your brain doesn't switch instantly between states. There's always a transition, a moment when you're neither here nor there, neither awake nor asleep. And in that moment, strange things happen. Some people experience sleep talking. They speak in their sleep, sometimes clearly, full sentences, entire conversations, sometimes in mumbles, fragments, nonsense syllables. Usually, it's meaningless, random neural firing, fragments of thoughts, bits of dreams, words without context. The speech centers of the brain, activating during sleep, when they should be quiet. Another form of motor control, breaking through the paralysis. But occasionally, people reveal things, say things they wouldn't say awake, secrets, worries, feelings they've buried. The unconscious speaks without filter, without the conscious mind censorship, without social constraints. Partners sometimes hear confessions, names of other people, strange statements, disturbing phrases. But should they trust it? Is it real? Or is it just dream logic, dream content, not reflecting actual thoughts or feelings? Experts disagree. Some say sleep talking is meaningless. Others say it can reveal true feelings, hidden truths. The answer is probably both. Sometimes meaningless, sometimes meaningful. Context matters. Patterns matter. A single instance probably means nothing, but repeated themes, consistent messages, might indicate something real. The unconscious, speaking out loud, bypassing the usual channels. Whether we should listen, whether we should interpret, that's a different question. Dreams can be prophetic, in a sense, not because they predict the future, not because they're magical, not because of anything supernatural, but because they reveal patterns we haven't consciously noticed, information we've absorbed, but haven't processed. Your unconscious mind sees connections, processes information, notices details your conscious mind missed, and sometimes it warns you. A dream about a friend might mean you've sensed something wrong, something off, some subtle change in their behavior, their tone, their energy. You didn't consciously register it, but your unconscious did. And now, it's trying to tell you, through symbols, through feelings, through dream narrative. A dream about a failing relationship, about loss, about endings. This might not be prophecy, it might be recognition. You've seen the signs, felt the distance, noticed the patterns, but you haven't admitted it yet, not consciously, not explicitly. The dream brings it to the surface, forces you to see, to know, to prepare. Dreams are messengers from yourself to yourself, from the part that knows to the part that doesn't want to know. They're not predicting the future, they're revealing the present, what's already happening, what you already sense but haven't acknowledged. The longest recorded dream lasted over 2 hours. During extended REM sleep, a marathon session, a deep dive into the unconscious. Most dreams are shorter, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, rarely more than 20. But sometimes, the mind needs more time, more space, to work through something complex, to explore something deeply, to understand something fully. Long dreams tend to have elaborate narratives, multiple scenes, character development, plot twists, resolution, like watching a film or reading a novel, complete stories, with beginnings, middles, and ends. The brain becomes a storyteller, weaving together fragments, creating coherence, building meaning. What determines the length? We don't fully know, perhaps emotional intensity, perhaps complexity of the issue being processed, perhaps simply biological variation. Some people have longer REM periods than others, but 2 hours, that's extraordinary. 1/12 of a day, spent in a single continuous dream. Imagine what you could experience, explore, discover in 2 hours of dream time where the rules don't apply, where anything is possible. Men have more aggressive dreams than women, statistically, on average, across cultures. Studies show this pattern consistently. Men's dreams involve more physical confrontation, more conflict, more violence, more competition, chasing, fighting, defending, attacking, escaping from threats. Women's dreams tend to involve more emotion, more conversation, more relationships, more social dynamics. Conflicts in women's dreams are more often verbal, emotional, interpersonal. These patterns likely reflect both biology and socialization. Hormones play a role. Testosterone affects aggression in waking and in dreaming. But culture matters too. How we're taught to handle conflict. What behaviors are encouraged or discouraged. What we practice in waking life, we rehearse in dreams. Our waking tendencies follow us into sleep. The brain processes what the brain experiences. Of course, these are generalizations. Individual variation is enormous. Not all men have aggressive dreams. Not all women have relationship dreams. But the statistical pattern exists, and it tells us something about how our waking world shapes our dream world. External stimuli can enter dreams. Your sleeping brain is not entirely cut off from the outside world. It's still monitoring, still processing sensory input, just differently. A sound in your room becomes part of the story. An alarm clock ringing becomes a phone ringing in your dream. A siren outside becomes an emergency in the dream narrative. Someone speaking nearby. Their words might appear in your dream, spoken by a dream character. A sensation on your skin might become a dream event. Someone touching you, an animal brushing against you, the wind, even smell. Someone cooking breakfast, and you dream about food, about restaurants, about feasts. Your brain incorporates what it perceives, weaves it into the narrative, makes it part of the story. This is called dream incorporation, and it's remarkably creative. The brain doesn't just replay the stimulus, it transforms it, gives it meaning within the dream context. The famous experiment, Researchers sprayed water on sleeping subjects' faces. Many dreamed of rain, of waterfalls, of swimming, of drowning. The boundary between inside and outside is porous, even in sleep, even in dreams. Your dream world and the real world overlap, influence each other, blend together. You dream about things you see more than things you imagine. Real experiences, real people, real places. This is what fills your dreams. Dreams draw from memory, from life, from what actually happened. Your actual experiences provide the raw material. You dream about your house, your workplace, your city, places you've been, people you know, events that occurred, even in the strangest dreams. If you look closely, everything comes from somewhere. Every element has a source in your waking life. The brain recombines, rearranges, creates new configurations, but the components are real. A person you met once, a place you visited years ago, a conversation you overheard, an image from a film, a story someone told you, all of it stored in memory, all of it available to dreams, though they transform it, twist it, make it strange, make it symbolic, make it surreal. But underneath, it's all you, your life, your experiences, your memories. Dreams don't invent. They remix, they recombine, they create new meaning from old material. Nightmares can be treated. This surprises people. They think nightmares are just something you have to live with, something unavoidable. But therapy can help. Significantly, there are effective treatments. Imagery rehearsal therapy is one. You imagine the nightmare, while awake, in detail, the whole scenario. Then, you imagine a different ending, a resolution, a way to overcome the threat, to escape, to transform the situation. You practice this repeatedly, rehearsing the new version, the better version. Over time, the brain learns, the neural pathway changes, the nightmare shifts. Sometimes, it stops entirely, completely, never returns. Sometimes, it transforms, becomes less frightening, less intense, more manageable. The key is, nightmares are learned patterns, neural pathways, and patterns can be changed, pathways can be rewired. You're not helpless, you're not stuck, even with your own unconscious, even with your own fears. You can change your dreams with intention, with practice, with help. If you're drifting, let yourself drift. These facts will still be here, but you need sleep, more than you need information, more than you need to stay awake. Let go of listening. Stop trying to follow. Stop trying to understand. Just float. Just breathe. Just release. Your body knows what to do. Your brain knows when to dream. You don't need to control it. You don't need to manage it. Just let go. Trust. Surrender. Many famous works were inspired by dreams. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. She dreamed the entire concept. The reanimated creature. The scientist who regrets his creation. She woke up and wrote it. Paul McCartney heard Yesterday, complete, in a dream. The melody, the structure, fully formed. He thought it must already exist. He played it for people. Do you know this song? No one did. It was new, created by his sleeping mind. The periodic table. Dmitri Mendeleev struggled for years to organize the elements. One night, he dreamed of them arranged in order. He woke up and wrote it down. Only one correction was needed later. Robert Louis Stevenson dreamed the plot of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The transformation, the dual nature, the entire story. Salvador Dali used dreams deliberately. He'd nap holding a key. As he fell asleep, the key would drop, wake him up, and he'd paint what he saw. In that hypnagogic state, Dreams offer solutions, ideas, connections we can't make when we're thinking too hard, when we're trying too hard. The unconscious sees differently, thinks differently, creates differently. Creativity thrives in the space between waking and sleeping, in the liminal zone, where logic loosens, where rules bend, where impossible combinations become possible. Dreams ignore the laws of physics. In dreams, you can fly, without wings, without effort. Just rise up and soar. You can walk through walls, pass through solid matter as if it's not there. You can breathe underwater, swim in oceans, lakes, rivers, no need for air. You can change size, grow giant, shrink tiny, stretch and compress. Gravity doesn't apply, time doesn't flow linearly, space doesn't follow Euclidean geometry. Doors lead to impossible places. Rooms are bigger inside than outside. Distances change. What was far is suddenly near. In dreams, anything is possible. The brain, unbound by reality, explores freely, tests scenarios, experiments with impossibility. This is one of the great joys of dreaming: the freedom, the liberation from constraint. You can do things, be things, experience things that waking life will never offer. This is why lucid dreamers practice so hard. Once you know you're dreaming, once you have control, you can do anything you can imagine. Fly to other planets, visit impossible architectures, transform yourself, transform the world. Dreams are the ultimate virtual reality, created by your own mind, tailored to your own unconscious. Infinite impossibility. Smell appears rarely in dreams. Vision, sound, touch, these are common. Most dreams include them, heavily weighted toward vision, but smell, taste, these are rare. Most people never smell anything in dreams, never taste anything. Perhaps because the olfactory system works differently. It's more direct, more primal, more connected to emotion and memory than to conscious perception. Smell bypasses the thalamus, goes straight to the amygdala, the emotional center, the memory center. It's processed differently, stored differently, accessed differently. Dreams exist in a different sensory space. They prioritize vision and sound, the senses we use most. For conscious navigation of the world, smell and taste are deeper, older, more visceral, less integrated into the dream mechanism. Though when they do appear, they're significant, meaningful, often tied to powerful memories, to specific people, to specific places. A perfume your grandmother wore, the smell of your childhood home, the taste of a meal from long ago. When smell enters a dream, pay attention. It's unusual, it means something. Emotions in dreams feel real. Fear, joy, sadness, love, anger, grief, excitement, terror. They're not muted, not distant, not abstract. They're immediate, intense, overwhelming, as strong as or stronger than emotions in waking life. Your body responds. Your heart races during a chase dream. You sweat. Your muscles tense, you might cry. Real tears rolling down your face from a sad dream. You might smile in your sleep, laugh, make sounds of contentment. Even though it's not real, the emotion is real. The experience is genuine. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between dreamed emotion and felt emotion. And that matters, because emotions in dreams can affect your waking mood, your waking state. You can wake up sad from a sad dream, even though nothing sad happened in reality. You can wake up anxious, angry, frightened, carrying the emotion across the boundary, or joyful, peaceful, loved, carrying that across too. The emotion is genuine, even if the scenario isn't, and your brain remembers emotion, stores it, is shaped by it. Dreams are emotional experiences, not just stories, not just images, experiences. Interestingly, you can't die in dreams. This is a common belief, and it's mostly true. Or rather, if you die in a dream, you don't stay dead. You don't cease to exist. Usually, you wake up. The moment of death jars you awake, falling from a height and hitting the ground, being shot, dying in an accident. The impact, the finality, breaks the dream, returns you to consciousness. Or the dream continues, but you're still there, still perceiving, still experiencing, as a ghost, as an observer, as something else. Or the scene shifts, resets, you're alive again, in a different part of the dream. Death in dreams is transformation, transition, not an ending, not cessation. Perhaps because your brain can't simulate non-existence, can't model not being. As long as you're conscious, even dream conscious, you persist. Or perhaps it's protective. The brain won't let you experience your own death, not fully, not finally. Dreams have limits. Even in their limitlessness, this is one. Everyone has had a falling dream. That sudden jerk, the sensation of dropping, plummeting through space, and you wake up, abruptly, sometimes gasping. It's called a hypnic jerk, a myoclonic jerk, a muscle spasm. As you fall asleep, your muscles are relaxing, letting go, transitioning to sleep paralysis, and sometimes they jerk, contract suddenly involuntarily. Your brain misinterprets this, creates a narrative to explain it. You're falling, off a cliff, downstairs, into an abyss. The sensation comes first, the dream comes second. Your brain, always trying to make sense, to create story, to find meaning. It's harmless, common, universal. Almost everyone experiences this at some point, usually when very tired or stressed, or in an awkward sleeping position. A reminder that dreams are embodied. They arise from the body. They're affected by the body. They're not purely mental, not purely psychological. Dreams are mind and body, intertwined, inseparable. In dreams, you're usually the protagonist. Most dreams center on you, your perspective, your experience, what you're doing, what's happening to you. You see through your own eyes. Or sometimes, you observe yourself from outside, like watching a film of yourself, but rarely do you dream from someone else's viewpoint. Rarely do you become someone else entirely. The dream is yours, your story, your journey. Even when other people appear, they're supporting characters in your narrative. This makes sense. Dreams are processing your experiences, your emotions, your concerns. They're about you, for you, created by you, even when you don't consciously control them. Dreams are personal, subjective, uniquely yours. No one else can have your dreams. No one else can see what you see, feel what you feel. Every person's dream world is a private universe, accessible only to them, unknowable to others. Water in dreams often represents emotion. At least that's one interpretation, one symbolic framework. Calm water, a peaceful lake, a gentle stream. This might represent emotional calm, serenity, peace. Turbulent water, stormy seas, crashing waves. This might represent emotional turmoil, chaos, overwhelm, drowning, being pulled under, unable to breathe. This might represent being overwhelmed by emotion, losing control swimming, moving through water with ease. This might represent navigating emotions successfully, managing feelings. The state of the water mirrors your emotional state, or so the theory goes. But dream interpretation is personal. What water means to you might be different, might be specific to your experiences. your associations, your memories if you grew up near the ocean. Water might mean home, safety, freedom. If you nearly drowned once, water might mean danger, threat, fear. Symbols aren't universal, they're personal, cultural, individual. The dreaming mind speaks in your language, uses your symbols, draws from your life. Flying dreams are often interpreted as freedom, the ability to soar, to rise above, to escape gravity, to transcend limits. These are among the most pleasant dreams. Most people who have them describe them as joyful, exhilarating, liberating. Perhaps they represent a desire to escape, to rise above problems, to gain perspective, to transcend difficulties. Or perhaps they're simply the joy of weightlessness, of possibility, of doing the impossible. Flight appears across cultures, across time periods, in myths, in dreams, in fantasies. It represents something fundamental, some core human longing. To be free, to be unbound, to move without restriction. In lucid dreams, many people choose to fly. First thing, it's what they want to experience. The sensation, the freedom, the pure joy of it. Dreams give us what reality cannot, and flight is one of the greatest gifts. We're halfway through. 50 facts about dreams. 50 still to come. But if you're asleep already, that's perfect. That's the point. You don't need to hear them all. You just need to rest. Let the rest be a gentle murmur background to your sleep. Waves on a distant shore. You've learned enough about dreams, about sleep, about the mysterious world your mind creates each night. Now, let yourself join that world. Become part of it. Stop listening. Start dreaming. Teeth falling out is a common dream theme. Remarkably common. Across cultures, across ages. Many people have this dream at some point in their lives. Your teeth become loose, they fall out. One by one, or all at once. You can feel them in your mouth. You spit them into your hand, horrified. What does it mean? Theories vary. Some say it represents anxiety, loss of control, powerlessness. Teeth are symbols of strength, confidence, ability to bite, to defend, to consume. Losing them is losing power. Some say it represents fear of aging, of becoming unattractive. Teeth are visible, prominent. Losing them changes your appearance, your smile, how others see you. Some say it represents communication anxiety. Teeth are needed for clear speech. Losing them is losing your voice, your ability to express yourself. Or it might mean nothing at all, just a random scenario. The brain created, random neural firing, no symbolic content. Dream symbols are personal, not universal. What teeth represent to you depends on your experiences, your associations, your fears. The dream might mean something, or it might mean nothing. You're the only one who can know. Being chased in dreams reflects avoidance. This is another extremely common theme. Running from something, someone, a threat, a monster, a person, an animal, an abstract force. You run, it follows. You can't get away, you can't hide. It keeps coming, relentless. Sometimes you wake up before being caught. Sometimes you're caught. And something else happens. This often represents something you're running from in waking life. A problem, a fear, a conversation you don't want to have, a truth you don't want to face, a decision you're avoiding. The dream gives form to what you're avoiding, makes it concrete, makes it chase you. And the only way to stop the dream is to stop avoiding. Face the thing, deal with it, confront it. Some lucid dreamers practice turning around in chase dreams, facing the pursuer, asking, "What do you want?" Sometimes the pursuer stops, transforms, becomes something else. Because it's not really a threat, it's you, part of you, trying to tell you something, get your attention. When you stop running, the chase ends. Dreams of being unprepared for an exam or presentation are common, even years after school ends, even decades later, even people who haven't been in a classroom in 30 years. You're about to take a test, but you didn't study, you don't know the material, you forgot it was today, or you're giving a presentation, but you have no notes, no slides, no idea what to say. Everyone's watching, waiting. These dreams represent the fear of being judged, of failing, of not being good enough, of being exposed as incompetent. These fears persist throughout life. They don't go away. We all fear judgment. We all fear failure. We all fear being revealed as frauds. Imposter syndrome brought to life in dream form. These dreams recur because these fears recur every time we face something challenging, something new, something where we might fail. The dream reminds us we're vulnerable, we're uncertain, we're human. Houses in dreams often represent the self. This is a common interpretive framework. The house is you, different rooms, different aspects of your personality, the basement, hidden thoughts, buried feelings, the unconscious, things you've pushed down, forgotten, or tried to forget, the attic, memories, the past, things stored away, covered in dust, rarely visited but still there, the living room, your public cell, how you present to the world, your social persona, the bedroom, your private self, your intimate life, your vulnerability, the rooms you avoid in the dream, parts of yourself you don't want to face, don't want to explore, don't want to know. A house in disrepair might represent feeling broken, damaged, neglected. A beautiful, well-kept house might represent feeling whole, integrated, at peace. But again, this is interpretation, symbolism, not fact. Your house dreams might mean something entirely different, based on your experiences, your memories, your feelings about houses. Interestingly, dreams can be therapeutic, even without formal therapy, even without interpretation. The act of dreaming itself can heal. They allow you to process trauma, experience difficult emotions in a safe space, practice coping strategies, rehearse difficult situations. You can face fears in dreams, things you couldn't face when awake. The stakes aren't real. The danger isn't real. So you can explore, test, learn. You can express emotions you suppressed during the day, anger, grief, fear, desire, things you don't allow yourself to feel when conscious. Dreams are a form of emotional regulation, a safety valve, a release mechanism. They let you experience without consequences, feel without judgment, explore without risk. This is why dream deprivation is harmful, why lack of REM sleep affects mental health, why we need to dream. Dreams are not luxury, not optional, not meaningless distraction. They're essential for processing, for healing, for maintaining psychological health. During sleep, your body heals. Physically, cells repair damage, tissues regenerate, the immune system strengthens, growth hormones release, inflammation decreases, but also mentally, emotionally, psychologically. Dreams are part of that healing. Mental processing, emotional release, cognitive consolidation. Sleep isn't passive. It's not just absence of waking. It's not downtime. It's active restoration, active rebuilding, essential maintenance. Your brain clears out metabolic waste during sleep, toxins that build up during the day, proteins that could cause damage. Sleep flushes them out. Your memory consolidates during sleep. Neural pathways strengthen. Important information transfers from temporary storage to permanent storage. Your emotions regulate during sleep. Process, integrate. What overwhelmed you during the day feels more manageable after sleep. Sleep on it is good advice. Scientifically sound. Your brain continues working on problems, on decisions, on understanding. You wake up clearer, calmer, better able to cope. Sleep heals. Dreams are part of that healing process. Lack of sleep affects dreaming. If you're sleep deprived, your brain tries to compensate. REM sleep increases. Your brain needs those dreams, that processing time. When you finally sleep, after days of deprivation, you enter REM faster, stay in REM longer, dream more intensely. It's called REM rebound. The brain catching up, making up for lost time. Dreams become more vivid, more frequent, more bizarre, more intense, almost hallucinogenic. Your brain is desperate to dream, to process, to restore balance. This shows how essential dreaming is. Your brain will sacrifice other sleep stages to get REM, to get dreams. Chronic sleep deprivation, chronic dream deprivation has serious consequences. Mood disorders, cognitive decline, impaired memory, emotional instability. We need dreams, biologically, psychologically, fundamentally. Dreams are not optional, not dispensable, not something you can skip without cost. Some medications suppress REM sleep, antidepressants, particularly SSRIs, some sleeping pills, alcohol, cannabis, various others. They help you sleep, but they change the architecture of sleep, reduce REM, reduce dreams. People report fewer dreams, less vivid dreams, or no memory of dreaming at all. But the brain still needs that REM stage, that dream time. The suppression has costs. Some people withdrawing from these medications experience intense dreams, vivid nightmares, REM rebound. The brain compensating, catching up. It's a trade-off, sometimes necessary. Sometimes the benefits outweigh the costs. But it's worth knowing, worth understanding. Dreams matter. REM sleep matters. Suppressing them is not neutral. If you're taking medication that affects sleep, talk to your doctor. Understand the effects. Monitor your sleep quality, your dream recall, your mental state. Balance is important. Sleep quality, dream quality, overall well-being. Dreams might help with emotional resilience. They allow you to experience fear in a safe space. Practice coping, build strength, develop strategies. What you face in dreams prepares you for what you face awake. Athletes visualize performance. Imagine success. Mental rehearsal improves physical performance. Dreams do something similar, but automatically, without conscious direction. You face challenges in dreams, navigate difficult situations, cope with threats, manage emotions, and your brain learns, builds neural pathways, strengthens responses. When similar situations arise in waking life, you're more prepared, more resilient, more capable. Dreams are training, practice, rehearsal. For life, especially nightmares. As disturbing as they are, they serve a purpose. They're not punishment, they're preparation. Your brain, making you stronger, better equipped, more resilient through dreams. You're breathing deeply now, your body relaxed, your mind drifting between waking and sleeping. Let these words be like a lullaby, not demanding attention, just present, soft, gentle. You don't need to follow anymore. Don't need to understand. Don't need to remember. Just rest. Just float. Just let go. We still don't fully understand why we dream, despite decades of research, despite advanced brain imaging, despite thousands of studies, despite countless theories. Dreams remain mysterious, elusive, deeply personal, resistant to complete understanding. We know some things. REM sleep serves functions: memory consolidation, emotional regulation, neural maintenance. But why dreams? Why these bizarre narratives? Why these specific images? Why this particular form of mental activity? We have theories, many theories: memory processing, threat simulation, wish fulfillment, random activation, consciousness rehearsal. Each explains some aspects. None explains everything. Perhaps we're asking the wrong question. Perhaps why doesn't have a single answer. Perhaps dreams serve multiple functions, simultaneously, overlapping. Or perhaps that's as it should be. Perhaps some mysteries should remain mysterious. Perhaps dreams, like consciousness itself, like subjective experience, resist complete explanation. Science can measure brain activity, track eye movements, analyze patterns, but can it truly explain what it's like to dream? The subjective experience, the felt sense? Perhaps not. Perhaps that remains forever beyond reach, forever mysterious. And perhaps that's beautiful. Some cultures believe dreams can be shared spaces, that two people can meet in the same dream, experience the same scenario, together, simultaneously. Whether this is literally true is debatable, unprovable, untestable by current methods. But as metaphor, as symbol, it suggests something profound: connection beyond the physical, meeting in the realm of mind, intimacy that transcends the body. When two people dream about each other on the same night, is it coincidence or connection? When partners wake and say, "I dreamed about you," and discover they dreamed similar scenarios, what does that mean? Science says coincidence, pattern recognition, selective memory. But experience says something else, something deeper, something that can't be measured. Perhaps dreams exist in a space that's not entirely private, not entirely individual. Perhaps there's overlap, intersection, meeting points. Perhaps when we dream, we're closer to each other than we realize, connected in ways we don't understand, can't prove, but sometimes feel. Children's dreams are simpler than adults. Fewer characters, less complex plots, more direct emotions, more straightforward scenarios. A young child's dream might be just an animal, a toy, a simple action, without elaborate story. As we age, our dreams become more elaborate, more layered, more symbolic, more complex. This reflects cognitive development. As thinking becomes more abstract, so do dreams. As we accumulate experiences, memories, knowledge, our dreams draw from a larger library, more material to work with, more connections to make. Dreams grow as we grow. They mature as we mature. They become more sophisticated as our minds become more sophisticated. A child's dream is concrete, literal, direct. An adult's dream is metaphorical, symbolic, layered with meaning. Both are valuable. Both serve purposes, just different purposes, for different stages of life. Nightmares serve a purpose, as terrible as they are, as disturbing, as unwanted. They're not just random fear, not just your brain torturing you. They're functional. They're your brain, working through anxiety, processing fear, preparing you for threat, strengthening your coping mechanisms. Nightmares are rehearsals for worst-case scenarios. Your mind practicing how to handle danger, how to respond to threat, how to survive. This is called threat simulation theory. Dreams, especially nightmares, evolved to help us survive, to practice escaping predators, fighting enemies, protecting ourselves. In the modern world, the threats are different, but the mechanism remains. Social threats, psychological threats, existential threats. Your nightmares reflect your fears, and in experiencing them, in surviving them, even in dream form, you become stronger. Even bad dreams have value. They're not pleasant, but they're purposeful, functional, adaptive. When you wake from a nightmare, shaken, frightened, remember, your brain was working, training you, making you more resilient. Dreams fade because they're meant to. The forgetting is not a failure, not a flaw. It's design. It's protective. If we remembered every dream with perfect clarity, if dreams were stored like regular memories, we'd confuse dream and reality. We wouldn't know what actually happened, what we really experienced. Did you have that conversation or dream it? Did you go to that place or imagine it? The boundary would blur. Reality would become uncertain. Memory would become unreliable. The forgetting preserves the distinction between what's real and what's dream, between waking and sleeping, between actual experience and imagined experience. Only the important dreams linger, the ones with emotional weight, the ones with messages, the ones that matter. Your brain decides, unconsciously, what to keep, what to release. Most dreams are just processing. Routine maintenance. They don't need to be remembered. They've already served their purpose. But some carry meaning. Those your brain holds onto. Those you wake up remembering clearly, vividly, permanently. Trust the process, trust the forgetting, and trust what remains. Symbols in dreams are personal. There is no universal dream dictionary, no one-size-fits-all interpretation, no fixed meanings. A snake might mean danger to one person, wisdom to another, healing to a third, sexuality to a fourth, transformation to a fifth. It depends on your experiences, your culture, your associations, your personal history, your feelings about snakes. Someone who grew up around snakes, who handles them comfortably, who finds them beautiful, will have different snake dreams than someone who's terrified of them. Water might mean emotion, or it might mean the ocean where you spent childhood summers, or drowning trauma, or baptism, or birth, or cleansing, or danger, or peace. Context matters. Your context, your life, your meanings. Dream interpretation books can offer suggestions, possibilities, starting points, but they can't tell you what your dreams mean. Only you can know that. Your dreams speak in your language, using your symbols, drawing from your life, reflecting your concerns. To understand them, you need to understand yourself, your associations, your fears, your desires, your history. The meaning is personal, unique, yours alone. Some people claim they never dream, but they do. Everyone does, every night, without exception. They just don't remember. The memory never forms, or forms and immediately fades. Before they wake fully, before they can capture it, everyone dreams, every night. It's necessary, biological, universal, essential for healthy brain function. Remembering, that's optional. That varies. Some people remember dreams easily, frequently, in detail. Others, rarely, or never. But they're still dreaming, still entering REM sleep, still experiencing dream content. The difference is in memory formation, in recall, in the transition from sleeping to waking. Some people's brains encode dream memories more strongly. Others don't. This might be genetic, might be learned, might be random variation. But whether you remember or not, you're dreaming. Your brain is working, processing, creating every night. The dreams are there, whether you bring them back with you or not. Meditation can affect dreams. People who meditate regularly report more lucid dreams, more dream recall, more awareness during sleep, more control within dreams. Meditation trains awareness, mindfulness, the ability to observe without reacting, without getting lost in thoughts. This skill extends into sleep, into dreams. You become more aware, even while dreaming, more conscious, more present. The practice of watching thoughts during meditation becomes the practice of watching dreams during sleep. Some meditation traditions specifically practice dream awareness, dream yoga, training to remain conscious through all states, waking, sleeping, dreaming. The boundary between waking consciousness and dream consciousness becomes more permeable, more fluid. You carry awareness across the threshold. This changes dreams, makes them more vivid, more memorable, more controllable, more meaningful. Meditation doesn't just change waking life, it changes sleep life, dream life, all of consciousness. Dreams might consolidate not just memory, but identity, not just what you know, but who you are, your sense of self, your continuity through time. In dreams, you rehearse being you, test different versions, explore possibilities, maintain coherence. You encounter scenarios, make choices, react emotionally, all while being you. Your personality persists, your values, your patterns. Even in bizarre scenarios, you remain yourself. Your core identity continues. This might be essential for maintaining a stable sense of self, for knowing who you are, for continuity of consciousness. Each night, you practice being you. Reinforce your identity. Strengthen the narrative of your life. Dreams help you become yourself, stay yourself, know yourself. If you're still here, still listening, know that sleep will come when it's ready. When you're ready, there's no rush, no pressure. These facts are just companions, gentle voices in the dark. They'll continue, whether you hear them or not. But you don't need to hear them all. You don't need to stay awake. You don't need to finish. Sleep is more important than information. Rest is more important than knowledge. Let go when you're ready, whenever that is. The word nightmare comes from Old English. Mare meant a demon, a female spirit, a creature that sat on your chest while you slept, causing bad dreams, suffocating you, terrifying you. Nightmare, the night demon, the sleep attacker. We no longer believe in such demons. We understand nightmares as brain function, as psychological process, as natural phenomena. But the word remains, preserving the old fear, the old understanding, the time when dreams were attributed to external forces, to spirits, to supernatural beings. Language carries history. Every word has a story, a journey through time, a trail of meanings. Nightmare reminds us how mysterious dreams once were, how frightening, how beyond comprehension. We've learned much, understood much, explained much, but dreams still hold something of that ancient mystery, that primal fear, that sense of something beyond us, working through us. Some people keep dream journals, notebooks by the bed, pens ready. The moment they wake, they write. Every detail they remember, every image, every emotion, every fragment, before it fades, before it dissolves, before consciousness fully returns, and the dream slips away. Over time, Patterns emerge, recurring symbols, repeated themes, common scenarios, frequent characters. The journal becomes a map of the unconscious, a record of the inner world, a chronicle of the night self. Some people discover they dream about certain things before major life changes, predictive patterns, not supernatural, just the unconscious knowing before the conscious knows. Some people discover their dreams reflect unacknowledged feelings, hidden concerns, buried truths. The journal reveals what's really happening beneath the surface, behind the daily performance. Dreams reveal themselves slowly, through attention, through patience, through care, through recording, through reflection. If you want to understand your dreams, write them down, date them, review them, look for patterns, look for messages, look for meaning. Your dreams are speaking. The journal helps you listen. Interestingly, dreams can continue after waking, not the same dream, but the same content, the same themes, the same emotional tone. If you fall back asleep quickly, you might return to the same dream world, pick up where you left off, continue the narrative, or you might carry the feeling of the dream into your day, the mood, the emotional residue, the sense of something unresolved. A dream might linger for hours, days, weeks, influencing your mood, your thoughts, your behavior. Some dreams never fully leave. They stay with you, part of your mental landscape, part of your inner life. Dreams don't always stay in sleep. Sometimes they bleed through, influence waking life, shape your reality. The boundary is not absolute, not sealed. Dreams and waking life influence each other, interpenetrate, merge. You carry your waking concerns into sleep, and you carry your dreams into waking, back and forth, continuous, integrated, one life, not two. Waking and dreaming, parts of a whole. Your sleeping position might affect your dreams. Sleeping on your stomach, more nightmares. More dreams of being restricted, suffocated, unable to breathe, unable to move, because your breathing is slightly restricted. Your movement limited your body, communicating discomfort to your dreaming mind. Sleeping on your back, more neutral dreams, sometimes more sleep paralysis, more bizarre dreams, more spiritual or supernatural themes. Sleeping on your side, more emotional dreams, relationship dreams, social dreams. The body's position influences the mind's stories. Physical sensations become dream content. Pressure on your bladder becomes water dreams. Needing to find a bathroom, swimming, rain, cold in the room becomes snow, ice, winter landscapes, freezing, hot in the room becomes fire, deserts, summer heat, sweating. Your body is always talking to your brain, even in sleep, and your brain listens, incorporates, creates meaning from sensation. Dreams can be influenced by pre-sleep activities, what you watch before bed, what you read, what you think about, what you talk about. Your last thoughts before sleep often seed your dreams, provide the raw material, set the tone. If you watch horror, you might have frightening dreams, anxious dreams, dark dreams. If you watch comedy, lighter dreams, playful dreams, absurd dreams. If you read, characters from the book might appear, scenarios, settings, themes. If you argue, conflict dreams, relationship dreams, anger dreams. If you practice gratitude, more positive dreams, peaceful dreams, content dreams. You have some influence, some control over your dream content through what you expose yourself to. Before sleep, choose wisely, choose peacefully, choose what you want to carry into the night. Some dreams are just random. Not everything means something. Not every image carries symbolism. Not every narrative has a message. Sometimes, the brain is just processing, playing, experimenting, firing neurons, creating connections, testing patterns, random activation, random combination, fragments thrown together, without deeper meaning, without hidden truth. A dream about a purple elephant wearing a hat might just be a purple elephant wearing a hat, nothing more. No symbol, no metaphor, just randomness. Not every dream needs interpretation. Not every dream deserves analysis. Not every dream contains wisdom. Sometimes, a dream is just a dream. Neural noise, mental static, the brain doing what brains do when unmonitored, uncontrolled. This doesn't make them less valuable, less important. They're still part of sleep, still part of the process, but they don't all require decoding. Sometimes you can just let them go, let them be, let them mean nothing. You dream about people you know, more than strangers, family, friends, colleagues, acquaintances, people from your past, people from your present, the people who occupy your waking thoughts, occupy your dreams. Sometimes they appear as themselves, doing things you'd expect, behaving normally. Sometimes they appear transformed, doing impossible things, behaving strangely, saying things they'd never say. Sometimes they represent aspects of yourself, their qualities, their characteristics, what they symbolize to you. Your mother might represent nurturing, authority, judgment, depending on your relationship. A friend might represent freedom, joy, support, or betrayal, abandonment, loss. The people in your dreams are characters in your story, cast from your life, playing roles your unconscious assigns them. Dreams are populated by your life, your relationships, your social world. The people who matter appear. The people you think about appear. The people who've shaped you appear. Your dreams are deeply social, even when you're alone in them, because the people are always there, in memory, in concern, in imagination. Temperature affects dreams. Your sleeping environment matters. Physical comfort matters, body temperature matters. Too hot, more nightmares, more intense dreams, more sweating, more agitation. The body, uncomfortable. The dreams, reflected. Too cold, shorter dreams, less REM. The body trying to conserve energy, generate heat. Dreams, abbreviated. Comfortable temperature, longer dreams, more detailed dreams. Better quality sleep, better quality dreams. Your body needs to maintain homeostasis, regulate temperature. When it can't, when it struggles, sleep quality suffers, dream quality suffers. Simple things matter. Room temperature, blankets, clothing, bedding. These affect how you sleep, how you dream, what you experience. Comfort enables dreams. Discomfort disrupts them, or distorts them, or intrudes into them. Take care of your body. Create good sleep conditions, comfortable conditions, and your dreams will be better, richer, more restorative. Dreams can feel longer than they are. A 5-minute dream might feel like an hour. Subjectively, experientially, time perception is altered in dreams, compressed, expanded, distorted. You might experience an entire conversation, word by word, but the actual time is compressed, accelerated, or a single moment stretches, lasts forever, becomes infinite. The brain's internal clock works differently during sleep, during dreams. It doesn't track minutes and hours. It tracks experienced narrative, emotion, clock time, and experiential time diverge completely. This is why waking from a dream is often disorienting. You don't know how long you've been asleep, how much time passed. Morning or night, dreams exist outside normal time, in psychological time, emotional time, narrative time, a timeless space where duration is flexible, subjective, malleable. Your body knows when to dream. Circadian rhythms, sleep cycles, natural timing, biological clocks. You can't force dreams. You can't command them. You can't schedule them. You can only allow them, create conditions, and then let go. Trust, wait. Sleep architecture is automatic. Your brain knows when to enter REM, how long to stay, when to exit, when to repeat. 4 to 6 cycles per night, each 90 minutes, each with REM at the end. Dreams occurring on schedule, reliably, predictably. Your body has wisdom, ancient wisdom, evolutionary wisdom, millions of years of sleeping, dreaming, surviving. Trust it. Trust the process. Trust that dreams will come when they're supposed to, in their own time. You don't need to control it, manage it, force it. Just allow it. Surrender to it. Let it happen. Dreams in the early night are different from dreams near morning. Early dreams, shorter, more fragmented, more processing focused, more about the day, more mundane morning dreams, longer, more narrative, more vivid, more bizarre, more memorable, more emotionally intense. This is because REM periods lengthen as the night progresses. First, REM, maybe 5 minutes. Last REM, maybe 30 minutes or more. More time means more elaborate dreams, more complex stories, more detailed worlds. The brain is warming up, building to something. Each cycle going deeper, getting stranger, becoming more creative. Morning dreams are often the ones you remember because they're longer, more vivid, and you wake directly from them. The final dream, the dream you wake from, that's the one that stays, that lingers, that you carry into the day. Some researchers believe dreams are the brain's screensaver, random images, random scenarios, keeping the visual cortex active, preventing who knows what, maintaining function, preserving capacity, just neural housekeeping, maintenance, nothing profound, nothing meaningful. Others believe dreams are profound, meaningful, essential, windows into the unconscious, keys to understanding ourselves, pathways to wisdom. Perhaps both are true. Perhaps dreams serve multiple purposes simultaneously, both maintenance and meaning, both random and significant. Perhaps some dreams are screensavers, random, meaningless, functional but forgettable, and some dreams are messages, important, significant, bearing wisdom, bearing truth. Perhaps we don't have to choose between theories, between meanings. Perhaps dreams are complex, multifaceted, serving many purposes at once. Science and meaning can coexist. Mechanism and purpose can coexist. Understanding how doesn't eliminate why. You can learn to remember your dreams better. Set the intention. Before sleep, tell yourself, I will remember my dreams tonight. Repeat it. Believe it. Often, that's enough. Intention invites memory. Attention creates recall. Keep a journal by your bed, pen ready. The moment you wake, write immediately, before moving, before thinking, before the dream fades. Even fragments, even images, even feelings. Write them. They might trigger more, might open memory, might unlock the dream. Review your dreams regularly. Look for patterns. This trains your brain to value dreams, to prioritize them, to remember them. Tell someone your dreams. Speaking them reinforces them, makes them more solid, more real, more memorable. Stay still when you wake. Don't move immediately. Stay in the position you woke in. Often, the dream comes back. The memory returns. When you don't disturb the state you woke from, with practice, dream recall improves dramatically. You go from remembering nothing to remembering several dreams per night, clearly, vividly, in detail. Your brain is capable. You just have to ask it, train it, value dreams, and they'll come. Dreams connect past and present, a childhood memory, yesterday's conversation, tomorrow's worry, last year's trauma, next week's fear, all woven together in ways that don't make linear sense, but somehow emotional sense, psychological sense. Time collapses in dreams. Past and present merge. Future and past overlap. Everything is now. You're in your childhood home, but you're your current age, with people from different decades, doing things from various times, all simultaneously. Your mind doesn't organize time the way waking consciousness does. It organizes by association, emotion, meaning, theme. Things that connect emotionally appear together in dreams, even if they're separated by decades, by distance, by circumstance. Dreams reveal how memory really works, not chronologically, not linearly, but associatively, emotionally, thematically. Your life is not a timeline, it's a web, a network, everything connected to everything else, through meaning, through feeling, through significance. Dreams show you that web. If you're asleep, good. If you're still here, that's okay too. No judgment, no pressure, no should or shouldn't. There's no rush, no deadline, no requirement, just permission to rest. Whenever you're ready. Some nights, sleep comes quickly. Other nights, it takes time. Both are fine. Both are normal. Both are okay. These words will continue, whether you hear them or not. They'll keep flowing, like water, like breath, like time. You can listen or not listen, follow or drift away, stay or go, whatever feels right. Your body knows, your mind knows. Trust them. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Some people have musical dreams, hearing songs, composing melodies, full orchestras playing, concerts, performances, music, the brain creating sound, complex sound, harmonies, rhythms, melodies, all original, all generated internally. Musicians often dream music, hear pieces they're working on, solve compositional problems, hear new melodies. But non-musicians dream music too. Songs from their past, music from their culture, soundtracks to their dreams. Sound in dreams can be incredibly vivid, incredibly clear as, or clearer than, waking sound, the auditory cortex, active during dreams, creating sound without external stimulus, pure imagination, pure creation. Dreams are not just visual, they're symphonies, soundscapes, acoustic experiences. Close your eyes, and sometimes you hear music playing from nowhere, from inside, from the dream world. Dreams can reveal what you're not ready to face. Fears, desires, truths about yourself, about others, about your life, about your choices. They show you gently, symbolically, indirectly, giving you space to understand when you're ready. A dream about infidelity might not be about actual infidelity, might be about feeling betrayed in some way by someone, about something. A dream about death might not be about death, might be about endings, transitions, transformations, something ending to make space for something new. A dream about flying might not be about flying, might be about freedom, escape, rising above, gaining perspective. The unconscious is wise. It knows what you can handle when you can handle it, how to present it so you can receive it. Dreams don't force, they suggest, they hint, they offer, and you can accept or not, can understand or not, can integrate or not, in your own time, in your own way, when you're ready. Animals in dreams often represent instincts: dogs, loyalty, protection, friendship, unconditional love, or aggression. Threat, wild nature. Cats, independence, mystery, femininity, grace or aloofness, unpredictability, danger. Birds, freedom, spirit, transcendence, messages, or vulnerability, fragility, flightiness. Snakes, transformation, healing, wisdom, or danger, deception, hidden threat. But again, it's personal. Your relationship with animals shapes their meaning in your dreams. Someone who loves dogs will have different dog dreams than someone who was bitten by a dog. Someone who keeps snakes as pets will have different snake dreams than someone with a phobia. Animals in dreams connect us to our instinctual nature, our animal self, the part that exists before language, before thought, before civilization. They represent the wild within, the untamed, the natural, the part we've tried to control, to domesticate, to civilize. But it's still there, in dreams, appearing as animals, reminding us we're animals too. Some philosophers believe life itself is a dream, that waking reality is just another layer, another story, another illusion, that perhaps we're always dreaming in different ways, at different levels. Sleep dreams, waking dreams, life dreams. Perhaps consciousness itself is dreamlike, subjective, constructed, not a direct perception of reality, but an interpretation, a story, a simulation. Perhaps the boundary between dreaming and waking is less clear than we think, less absolute, less certain. This is an old idea, ancient, appearing in philosophy, in spirituality, in mysticism, across cultures, across time. Life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat. We sing it to children. But perhaps it contains truth, deeper truth. Not that life isn't real, but that reality is more dreamlike than we admit, more subjective, more constructed, more mysterious. You're almost there, almost at the end, almost fully relaxed, almost in sleep, or already there. 10 more facts, like 10 gentle steps downward, into deep rest, into dreams, into peace. Each one softer than the last, quieter, more distant, fading like stars at dawn. You don't need to follow them all. You don't need to hear them. You just need to let go, to release, to surrender, to sleep. Dreams prepare you for the unexpected, strange scenarios, unusual challenges, impossible situations. Your brain practicing flexibility, adaptability, creative problem solving, handling the unforeseen. You can't predict what life will bring, what challenges you'll face, what situations you'll encounter, but you can practice being flexible, being adaptable, being creative. And dreams provide that practice. In dreams, the rules change constantly, reality shifts, logic breaks down, and you adapt, navigate, survive. This builds mental flexibility, cognitive resilience, the ability to cope with whatever comes. So when life surprises you, throws the unexpected at you, challenges you in new ways, you're ready. You've been practicing in dreams, every night, every dream, building capacity, building strength, building readiness. Some cultures value dreams more than waking thoughts. Decisions are made based on dreams. Guidance is sought in sleep. Wisdom comes from the night. Dreams are seen as a direct line to truth, to knowledge, to the divine, to the ancestors, to the deeper self, more trustworthy than conscious thought, more reliable than rational analysis, more true than waking perception, because waking consciousness is filtered, censored, limited, constrained by social rules, by fears, by expectations. But dreams are unfiltered, uncensored, direct, pure, from the source. Whether you see that source as the unconscious, the soul, the spirit, God, the ancestors, the universe, the deeper self, doesn't matter. The point is, dreams have wisdom, insight, guidance that waking consciousness might miss. Perhaps we should listen more, value them more, trust them more, not dismiss them as random, meaningless, merely biological. The transition from waking to dreaming is seamless. One moment, aware, conscious, present, thinking about the day, aware of your body, aware of the room. The next moment, elsewhere, someone else, somewhere else, in the dream, without noticing the shift. You don't notice when you cross over. When consciousness dissolves, when the dream begins, there's no clear boundary, no definite moment, just a fading, a dissolving, a transformation, like dusk, the sun setting, light fading. But you can't point to the exact moment when day becomes night. It's gradual, subtle, continuous, one state becoming another, without clear division, until you wake and realize you were gone, you were elsewhere, you were dreaming. But when did it start? You don't know, you can't know. The boundary is permeable, invisible, impossible to perceive from inside. Dreams are universal, but unique. Everyone dreams, every culture, every era, every human being, across all of history. But no two people dream exactly the same. Your dreams are yours alone. Your unique brain, your unique experiences, your unique concerns, your unique symbols, your unique meanings, a private theatre, a personal universe, accessible only to you, visible only to you, knowable only to you. No one else can see what you see, feel what you feel, experience what you experience. In your dreams, they're completely private, completely individual, completely yours. This is both isolating and beautiful. You're alone in your dreams, but they're also your sanctuary, your private space, where you can be completely yourself, without observation, without judgment. You're so close now, to sleep, to dreams, to rest, to peace, to letting go. Just 5 more, whispered softly, like a lullaby, like a prayer, like a blessing. Then silence, then sleep, then your own dreams, taking over, continuing the journey. Dreams don't judge you. Whatever happens there, it's safe, it's private, it's yours, it's allowed. No shame, no guilt, no wrong, just experience, just exploration, just being. You can be anyone, do anything, feel anything, without consequence, without judgment, without fear. Dreams are permission, freedom, release from the constraints of waking life, from social rules, from self-censorship. In dreams, you're free, completely, utterly, without limit. Interestingly, some dreams you'll remember forever, the vivid ones, the meaningful ones, the ones that felt more real than real, more true than waking life. Those dreams become part of you, part of your story, part of your memory, part of your identity. You'll remember them years later, decades later. As clearly as the day you dreamed them, they become touchstones, reference points, moments of significance in your inner life. Those dreams changed something, revealed something, showed you something about yourself, about life, about truth. They mattered. They matter still. They'll always matter. Sleep is not an escape from life. It's part of life, essential, restorative, sacred, necessary, life-giving, and dreams are sleep's gift to you. Its offering, its mystery, its magic, not separate from life, but woven into it, integral to it, essential to it. You cannot live without sleep, without dreams, without this nightly journey into the unconscious. It's not optional, not luxury, not waste of time. It's life itself, another dimension of existence, another way of being. You've traveled far tonight, through the landscape of dreams, through mysteries, through science and symbol, through meaning and randomness. You've learned about REM sleep and lucid dreaming, about nightmares and symbols, about memory and emotion, about the brain and the unconscious. But perhaps the most important thing isn't any single fact. It's this: your dreams matter. They're part of who you are, part of your journey, part of your healing, part of your growth. Pay attention to them when you can. Listen to them, honor them, learn from them, but also trust them. Let them do their work. Even when you don't remember, even when you don't understand, your dreaming mind is wise, ancient, powerful. It knows what you need, what to show you, when to show you, how to show you. One more fact, and then rest. Dreams are how your soul speaks to you, in symbols, in stories, in feelings, in images you can't quite explain. They're messages from the deepest part of yourself, the part that knows, the part that sees, the part that understands, what your conscious mind hasn't grasped yet. Listen when you can, but don't force it, don't demand it, don't try too hard. Just be open, be curious, be willing, and they'll come. The important ones, the meaningful ones, when you need them, when you're ready, when the time is right. Dreams are gifts. Accept them, receive them, let them guide you into healing, into growth, into understanding, into yourself. And for now, just let them come, whatever they may be, however they appear. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and drift into your own dream world. Thank you for this journey through the world of dreams. 100 facts whispered into the night, like stories, like secrets, like lullabies. May they guide you into the deepest, most peaceful sleep. May your dreams tonight be gentle, be kind, be exactly what you need. Perhaps you'll remember them. Perhaps they'll fade. Either way, they'll do their work. Healing, processing, integrating, restoring. Let these stories fade now, like stars at dawn, like mist in morning light, like whispers carried away by wind. You don't need to remember any of this. You don't need to hold on to anything. Just let it all go. Close your eyes, if they're not already closed. Feel your body heavy, relaxed, sinking into softness. Breathe deeply, one last time, in and out, slowly, peacefully, completely, and let go. Let go of waking, let go of thinking, let go of listening, let go of everything. Just sleep, just dream, just rest. Your unconscious mind will take over now, will guide you, will show you what you need to see, what you need to experience, what you need to understand. Trust it, trust yourself, trust the process, trust the night. Dream sweetly, dream deeply, dream peacefully. May your sleep be restorative. May your dreams be healing. May you wake refreshed, renewed, ready. But for now, just sleep. Good night.